The Stokes twins have gained 65 million subscribers in the last 7 months using a genius 4-part strategy that is so simple anyone can copy it for their channel themselves. And because of this strategy, they are currently the only creator on the platform that is on pace to overtake MrBeast in the future. And it starts with first knowing your audience better than they know themselves. The reality is that on YouTube, it's extremely difficult to stand out. In order to reach an audience that will actually watch your videos, you first need to know an audience. And this is something that the Stokes twins are doing better than anyone else. You see, they've created a focus for themselves of specifically making only content for younger audiences. And because they dialed things down to just one core audience demographic, they're able to cater to them at a much higher level and implement what those viewers are looking for better than anyone else. Since their videos are focused on appealing to kids only, their most viral content will always be designed around some element that kids can relate to, like designing their stories or challenges around school, parents, bullies, or Fortnite, etc. And they always design and film their scenes around really bright but also very clear color design. And these are all just things that appeal to kids, but it's all about making the videos appeal to their targeted audience demographic as much as possible. You see, kids, they're not the smartest people, and so for a 30-minute YouTube video, they might have trouble understanding the story or the different characters. But with the Stokes twins, they're doing very clear design with their storytelling through colors, and that allows the stories to be very clear and easy to follow. Like, for example, you might have one Team A that's one part of the challenge and everything they do is in a red color, versus Team B that's doing a different part of the challenge and everything they're doing is in a blue color. And ironically, on top of this, they've stolen the MrBeast appeal in a way that not even MrBeast himself could do for his videos. You see, while MrBeast's videos are definitely watched primarily by younger audiences, he's targeting his content to a demographic of just everyone, and his content focuses on the massive audience available and reaching as many people as possible, rather than just catering to a single audience demographic very intensely. And what the Stokes twins have done is taken the MrBeast formula and entertainment style that viewers know and love, and then focus that specifically into only caring about what is the largest audience demographic on YouTube: young children, which are the younger kids who would sit down and watch their videos on repeat all day long. So even though the Stokes twins are doing content that definitely has a smaller total audience when compared to MrBeast, they're able to reach his level by just focusing in on that one audience and appeal to them so much better. But focusing intensely on a core audience is only just the first part of the strategy that got them 65 million subscribers in 7 months, because it's going to take a lot more than that to get that level of success. And it starts with an unbreakable foundation: their intros. The Stokes twins have probably the best intros on YouTube right now, but their intros don't actually start with the video. It goes even a step further, as it begins with the thumbnail. They use these extremely bright and exaggerated colors to appeal to kids heavily, but they also show these really exciting and incredible scenes or just really interesting moments that gets their demographic immediately interested in the video. And it gives like this almost exaggerated feel that the video is going to have something incredible in it. Except it's not an exaggeration. You see, they're using CGI and just incredible set design to start off every single video with a scene that perfectly matches the thumbnail concept. And this just sets the tone for an epic video by immediately delivering on the expectations that were set way high from the thumbnail, and also shows an amazing visual spectacle for the viewers and hooks them in like crazy. And then what they do next is just brilliant. So after confirming the viewers' expectations that were set by the super clickbait thumbnail, they immediately move next to tell a relatable story that establishes a motive for the video.
Today, we're building 3 secret sports rooms in our house. Because when we were kids, all we wanted to do was play sports with our friends, but nobody ever invited us.
And what I mean by that is that it just sets up a reason for the video to exist and for viewers to care about it. And they always relate these emotions back to their target audience of kids in some way with their stories. Like, take a look at this example right here. In this video, building a water park in my house, this video has this crazy epic thumbnail. You click on the video and the scene just immediately matches exactly what was in the thumbnail, and then within just 5 seconds they're telling this story about how when they were kids they never got to go to the water park and they were jealous of all their friends, and that's why they're building it right now and why the video is happening. And although these CGIs and crazy sets are not going to be doable for most of us, what you can do to replicate this strategy is set up an incredible thumbnail and then start the video from the literal first frame of just showing that thumbnail in real life. And then in your intro, tell a quick 5 or 10-second story that relates to your target audience and gets them to be interested in why the video is happening. And by the way, this is literally only the first 5 to 10 seconds of their intro so far, and it's what they do next to hook their viewers that really pulls this all together. Now, with the rest of the Stokes twins intros, after they've established everything right away in the first 5 seconds, they create the first conflict of the video, which sets up the overarching challenge and story for the entire video itself.
But there's one problem. My twin brother Alex thinks an indoor theme park is cooler, while I think an outdoor theme park is cooler. So, to settle this, we're each going to build our own theme park, and at the end of the day, we're inviting over one of the biggest YouTubers to judge which theme park is best.
In this example that we're using of the water park video, they state that they created 2 teams for different water park ideas, and they're doing this to compete to see who can build the best water park by the end of the video, where later on, a secret judge is going to come later and decide who will win. And by establishing the story and the conflict and the challenge while also establishing a motive, all of this is just being done to create a clear reason for why the video exists and why it matters. Because they're giving viewers these big relatable reasons to now care about what happens and want to watch until the end. And this combo of doing a big spectacle in the thumbnail and then showing that spectacle wasn't fake immediately in the video, which by the way also works insanely well when people hover over the video and it starts autoplaying and immediately still shows the thumbnail to them in the video. Establishing the story, establishing the motive, and beginning the conflict or challenge, all of this in the first 20 seconds is the ultimate foundation to average 100 million views in every video. But having great foundations isn't enough. The Stokes twins understand that they need so much more, and the next 2 minutes of their videos get even more incredible. And they do this by front-loading the first 2 minutes of every single video. You see, although their intros always have an extremely interesting factor when you first open the video or when you preview it through an autoplay hover, they also take it a step further while maintaining that excitement and momentum with a ton of epic previews and incredible shots for the entire first 2 minutes of their video. And this all just serves to further rehook people into what is going to happen later on. And something that's really interesting to me is that their crazy spectacles never really fall off until after the first 2 or 3 minutes of the video. And this is where they start to really differ themselves from the MrBeast style of intro, where many creators might show some insane spectacles in the first 15 seconds and then some previews throughout the rest of the video, but then usually after the first 15 seconds or so, the momentum starts falling off a little bit and proceeds into more of a simpler storyline. Whereas the Stokes twins are really going all out for the first 2 minutes of that content, and this is so brilliant, because while everyone loves to care so much about their intros, which is important for sure, what usually matters in total is not just the intro, but also the first 2 minutes of your video. Because if you look into your YouTube analytics, what you'll find is that actually most, if not 80 or 90% or more of your viewers that didn't watch until the end left in the first 2 minutes. And this is a very consistent theme because it's just how viewers behave on the platform. So by treating the entire first 2 minutes as like an extended intro with an extreme level of effort and production and storylines and conflicts, it sets up as many viewers as possible to get engaged into their content. And once they're hooked and engaged, they're just in too deep and you're going to get an amazing performance from that viewer. And this only really works though if you're also doing really outstanding storytelling. Because once the viewers engage, the story is what gets them to care and want to watch all the way until the end. Regardless of all the fancy edits or the crazy spectacles, the story is what makes it entertaining. And the Stokes twins use a super engaging storytelling formula that's perfect for YouTube and accomplishes all of this in their videos. Because after they start things up quick in their intros, they're constantly moving on to the next things. But here's the trick that I love. Before the current story element is resolved, they reveal and preview the next part of the story before what's being worked on is done. This way the viewers are in a constant loop of not only progressing the story, but also having a clear understanding of what's coming next with no downtime whatsoever. And to make all this work, each of the individual scenes also tie in back to the overarching story or challenge of the video so that every moment is progressing one step further. And this works so well because at the end of every scene is a potential click-off point for the viewer. And so if you just tell your story normally, every time like a mini conflict is resolved, a lot of those viewers are going to leave. And at the same time, if you don't progress the story fast enough, viewers might get bored and turn off too. So what they're doing is essentially progressing the story while also starting the next part of the story at the same time, so that way there's never a point throughout the entire video where their kid target audience is not going to be engaged. For example, in the water park video right here, one of the first things they do is go visit a bunch of water parks, and then at the water parks themselves, they find a bunch of new ideas and make decisions on what to build for their own one at home later on, while also showcasing the spectacle of the really cool water park, and then using what they find at the water park park to tease what they're going to build later on in the video. And this cycle just repeats again and again and again until it gets to the progression of making the water park build at their house. The individual scenes all have a great spectacle while progressing the story and introducing the next steps or the future conflicts before actually concluding themselves. And so this way the viewer is never in a point where something in the story isn't progressing. And with their target audience, this just keeps them glued to their screens. But with how effective their content strategy is, they're still not going to average 100 million views a video unless they start things off with a killer video idea. In fact, none of these strategies actually matter at all if the video idea itself isn't outstanding in the first place. Because if the video idea isn't great, the whole formula just completely falls apart. The thumbnail's not going to be interesting, the intro's not going to hook people, the stories won't engage the audience, and so naturally the Stokes twins have created a killer strategy to come up with video ideas they can consistently rely on to go absolutely viral. You see, every single video idea the Stokes twins are doing right now has two major parts to its overall success. First off, they always do their videos based on some kind of trending concept. Whether it's a video that's based off of other secret rooms that went absolutely viral, or testing out some products that went crazy on TikTok, every single one of the Stokes twins' videos has some kind of hype trend concept related with it. Where at the point in time that that video is being posted, the viewers are super hungry for more types of that concept. And using trends like this is so powerful because it completely shatters the barrier through the #1 hurdle that content creators have to face when trying to grow their audience, which is that new viewers just don't care about you or your videos. And so you need a reason for people to be able to get interested in your content even if they don't actually want to watch you in the first place. So by making videos about a trend, you give viewers that are interested in that trend a reason to watch your channel. And then you can hook them into your video using the concept of the trend and then engage them through your storytelling and overall entertainment itself. Now, secondly, with their video ideas, the Stokes twins are taking these trends and they're combining them with really huge spectacles that nobody has ever done before. They're always adding some element or twist that immediately sets it apart from viewers that have seen the trend before. For example, this video about building secret rooms in schools, and for a while these secret rooms were insanely trending on YouTube and TikTok and everywhere, but no one had ever gone to their actual school and made the concept there. And this was a pretty fun twist on an already extremely popular concept that also really appealed to their target audience once again. And all in all, the majority of their ideas come down to something like this in some way. They take ideas that have been proven to work from seeing trending concepts or huge outlier performers from other creators, and then do it way bigger, way better, and add some big or wacky twist that makes it unique and relatable to their target audience too. One of the trends that originally made their channel go viral was testing a bunch of unique products in crazy different ways. I believe this trend originally exploded on TikTok, and they took this concept to more unique and interesting ideas of things that would be really cool to watch, such as testing futuristic products, cursed products, or even dark web products. Same thing with the secret room videos. The trend of secret room content was super viral, so first off they started by just doing it way bigger and making 5 secret rooms in a single video, and then continued milking the trend hardcore by just doing it in a bunch of different ways since it was performing so well. And when they land something that does really well, they don't just stop it after one video. They'll keep doing it more and more times and making each video bigger and better in some different way until finally the overall trend stops working and they have some videos underperform, and then they move on to the next thing. And so all this together, by hyper-focusing on their target audience, creating an unbreakable foundation with the hooks and their intros, carefully crafting all the details of their videos, coming up with proven and viral video ideas alongside following trends, and they're on a path to potentially overtake MrBeast one day as the #1 creator on the platform. And they're currently averaging about 100 million views and only really going to grow from there. Recently, I've helped over 100 students blow up their YouTube channels by helping them execute on the same methods that I'm sharing with you in this video and many of my other videos. And applying these strategies myself on my other channels is how I got these 11 plaques that you can see in the background right here. And recently, I decided to open up for the very first time a one-to-one coaching and done-for-you service where I will personally work on your channel to make sure that you get success. And with this service, I'll personally make your thumbnails, your titles, and your video ideas, plus coach you one-to-one along the way to help optimize your content and make sure that you can blow up your channel. So if you're interested in getting this service, you can apply for free at the link in the description or using this QR code right here. And for everyone that applies, even if you don't get accepted, I'll be sending you a free YouTube mini course to your email. So even if you're not interested in the coaching service right now, you can still apply now, and later on in the future, maybe when you're more ready, we can revisit the idea of doing coaching later at that time. And if you just want to see more information on how to grow your channel for free, check out one of these videos right here that YouTube thinks is great for you that will really help you grow your channel further. My name is JeremyB. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.